simplify. If the fraction is undefined, say so. Then use a calculator to check your work. So each one of these problems involves division with 0. And so we have to be really careful with what's going on with these. What we want to keep in mind is when we do a division problem, remember we can always check our answer. For example, over here, I'm just going to do, if I have 12 divided by 3, we all know that 12 divided by 3 is just 4. And if anybody asked us, well, how do you know? We say, well, we could check our answer. If we take 4 and multiply it by 3, we know that that will equal 12. So we can kind of do our work backwards, excuse me, to check our answer. So when I'm doing 0 divided by 37, if we think about, well, what would the possible answers be? Certainly I'm inclined to say the answer is 0. And remember that we can check our work by multiplying 0 times 37, and sure enough, that equals 0, and so we know that that must be the correct answer. Now the second problem, we have to be a little more careful. If we say 93 divided by 0, many people want to say that the answer is 0. But notice if we tried to do our check, 0 times 0 certainly does not give us 93. That does not equal. So that cannot be the right answer. And I'll often hear people say at this point, oh, 93 divided by 0, I meant to say that the answer is 93. Well, let's see if that's going to check. If we try to do our check on this one, we can take 93 times 0, but when I take 93 times 0, that would give me 0, right? That's not going to give me 93. So that can't be the right answer either. So we're still a bit stuck with this one. If we have 93 and we're going to divide that by 0, what we need to do is we need to figure out what number could we put in here that when I multiply it by 0, it would equal 93. And the answer to that question is there is no number that I can put here and multiply it by 0 and come up with 93, because anything times 0 is always going to give me 0. So in this situation, when we are dividing by 0, we say that our answer is undefined, and that's the specific word we use for this situation. It's undefined. There is no meaning to this 93 divided by 0. So that's the word we're going to use. And a way to help you to remember that, because it can be easy to kind of get mixed up, well, is it when the 0 is on top or when the 0 is on the bottom that's undefined? Well, notice here the 0 is under, so when the 0 is under, when it's under, it's undefined. Okay, the solution is undefined. So use those two words, under and undefined, to help you to make that connection of which is which. See what happens when we do this on our calculator. So if we pull up our calculator, let's clear this out. If we take 0 and we divide by 37, the answer to that is going to be 0, just like we expected. But if we take 93 and we divide it by 0, we end up with undefined. Now this particular calculator actually gives us the word undefined. Some calculators will give an error. Maybe it will say a divide by 0 error or some other kind of error. But that's an indication that, that this is a situation where my answer is going to be undefined.